Hey guys. Okay. You're welcome. Please just drop a message in the comment section so I can be sure we are all here. Just drop a message in the comment section just to be sure that we are all here. Okay. You're welcome to know. You're welcome, Sulaiman. Okay, Brown. You're welcome. Okay, we've got 44 people online right now. All right. You're all welcome. Emmanuel. You're welcome. You're welcome, Emmanuel. All right. We're going to start in the next 2 minutes so we can just have more people join on. Of course, for the one people at the moment. Okay, you're welcome. Hi, Hadewali. Welcome. Joel, hello. You're welcome. Mandy, you're welcome. Binga Kolawale, thank you for joining in. You're welcome. We're starting in the next 1 minute. Just want to be sure that most people are in. Then we'll start the conversation. So basically, we're going to be having different conversations around how to, break into the tech space, which I believe it's the reason why everyone is joining this live at the moment. And at some point, I'm going to be giving everyone the chance to put their questions in the comments section, and I'll also bring it on the screen so that we can address each of those questions right away. You're welcome, Chidima. Blessing, you're welcome. Henry, thank you for coming in. Aspire Network, thank you, thank you. We're starting very soon. Okay. Um, Ajayi Delapo, thank you for coming in. Yeah, starting next 30 seconds. Just waiting for people to come in. Okay, Joel, welcome. All right. Looking at data analysis in the UK space, how to get entry level job. We're going to be sorting all of that out on this live video, right? So I'm just going to have like a little bit of conversations, maximum of about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'm going to share with you guys the different strategies how you can actually penetrate into the UK space as a data analyst or a business analyst. Definitely, I'll be giving you guys as much help as you can get in order to be able to, transition into the space. Then there was a link in accounts. I can't seem to find you. Sorry, Daniel, what's your LinkedIn account? Okay, I'm going to share that too later on this live. So if you want to join me, connect with me on LinkedIn, you can always do that. So I'll share with you guys some information on how you can actually penetrate into the UK space as a data analyst or a business analyst. For those that have been following my channel, you guys know how the different courses I made recommendation for those who want to go on the self-learning, learning journey, and for those who probably need a little bit of help to penetrate into this space, I would definitely be sharing with you guys what we can do. So that shouldn't take more than about 15 minutes to 20 minutes. Then I would like to have you guys question after that in the comment section. I will let you guys know when that is going to start so we can, get into answering some of those questions. So if you're a data analyst or a prospective data analyst or a business analyst, then trust me, you're in the right space this hour. Okay. I can see so many questions now. I'm definitely going to be dealing with them very soon. I'm a programmer in the UK. Can I get tech work as a student? We're going to be answering all of those questions later on the video. Okay. Because the sincere truth is there are actually lots of opportunities in the tech space here in the United Kingdom. Just a couple of hours ago before I came on this live, I was helping someone to run an application, and as I tell people on my YouTube channel, for those who have been following me, there are lots of different platforms where you can actually get access to many of the UK jobs. But it's not really about having access to those jobs. Can you, do you have what it takes to be able to get into, that particular space, which is what we are going to be sharing with you guys here on this live video. So I can see questions on CV. I can see questions on the issue of COS for foreign students, foreign applicants, and all of that. We're going to be talking about that on this video. So basically, okay, business analyst Joel definitely will be talking about how you can, get into that space. So for me, as I tell people, get into this space, most times we need help, to be honest. I got help, and I think many people will definitely also need help in that regards. Beyond your CV, preparation of your CV, getting interviews, how to navigate through the job market. Those are very important aspects when it comes to transitioning into data analysis or business analysis space. And the next couple of minutes, the next 10 minutes, I'm going to bring it up someone who is going to talk you through on how you can get some of, get into this space. I'll be having Smart Approach online in the next couple of minutes, and I'm going to share with you guys some of the things they do, how they can help you get into the job market here in the United Kingdom. And they've got a track record of doing this. I want to start from Excel, definitely. We've got a lot of resources that would help you, get into this particular space. So I'm going to bring in a smart approach now. I'm going to ask them some questions for the next 10 minutes. Then after the next 10 minutes, we'll get into the question and answer session for this live. Okay, we've got about 70 people online at the moment. So we're just going to get started. So I'm going to bring on smart approach so we can have conversations as regards getting into the tech space. And for those of you that have probably watched one of my previous videos, Smart Approach train individuals who are trying to get into the data analysis or business analysis space here in the United Kingdom. And one of the questions most people ask is that if you're getting into this space, do I need to code? I think that was one of the questions I also asked when I wanted to get into data analysis, because I'm majorly a digital marketing guys. I am a digital marketing guy, and getting to this space, I was a bit bothered about, do I need to learn how to code? Do I need to learn all those things? But firstly, I'm just going to throw the question out. What do you guys do in smart approaches? How do you think you can help people who are planning to move into this space?
Thank you very much, Daniel. Good evening, everyone. I'm happy to be here to speak with you, and I believe we are in the right place. In smart approaches, we realize that a lot of people, they go for courses online without having a physical life experience with their tutor or their teacher. So in smart approaches, what we do is you come live with us, we train you live, and you're going to speak with your teacher or your tutor, ask questions in the class, and also after the class, you have a very good conversation with your tutor regarding your assignments, because you've got to work on different assignments and projects in order to build your portfolio as a data analyst. And as a business analyst, you work on different deliverables in order to have your experience, so that when you start applying for job, we'll be able to work on the questions given to you in the interview and all. So in smart approaches, when we train you, we don't just train you. After the training, we ensure we guide you how to get a job. We tell you how to write your CV. Some CVs you don't want to see it. And also, LinkedIn is a very good tool as far as.
Okay, I think there's probably a little break from smart approaches. Okay, so basically, okay, I think we're back now. Are you back? Hello?
Can you hear me, please?
Yeah,
Can
I
you
can
hear
hear
me?
you now.
All right. So as far as the UK market is concerned about tech, you need a lot of skills, both the soft skills, the technical skills, and the like. We are going to give you all this, and you work on different projects, and you'll be good enough to go to the market, get your job, start your career at a very affordable price. Thank you.
Okay, that's lovely. And one of the questions I usually ask basically when I was trying to transition, because most people really want to go into data analysis but don't have an idea on how to start. I think from the few resources I've got on my YouTube channel, many people have been able to, we have a little bit of understanding of what they should look out for in this particular space. So my question now would be, for those who want to become a data analyst, what are those technical skills you think they need to have? And probably smart approaches will be able to help them get those particular skills. And also for those going on business analysis, what are those software, what are those tools they need to gain mastery on before getting into the space, and how smart approaches can help in that regard?
Thank you. as a data analyst, you need to know how to use advanced Excel. It is very important for you to know how to use advanced Excel very well, which we are going to put you through. And also, you must be able to use SQL. SQL is very, very important, and you must be able to use Power BI for your visualization. In smart approaches, we don't just teach you how to do that. We ensure you are able to handle a lot of projects using those tools, and also you'll be able to bring yourself, market yourself in the interview section with your aspiring recruiter, because you need to be able to convince them that you have done this job and you can add value to the organization before you be employed. As a business analyst is basically requirement gathering and at the same time process improvement in such a way that the organization business will be on you. You'll be able to improve the existing system, which will be the assist into to be, which is the future situation. So in business analytics, you need a lot of tools. You need Microsoft Visio for the BPMN, basically for the flowcharts. Let me use that for the layman language. Then also you need another tool which is very, very important, which is Jira and Confluence. Is used for team management, because you need to work with cross-functional team members and your stakeholders every time. So you need to use that. And also you'll be able to use the Microsoft tools, which are the PowerPoint, the Microsoft Excel, and also the Microsoft Word excellently, because you deal with a lot of templates when it comes to business analytics. So you need to be able to use those tools, which we are going to put you through. And also the collaboration, the way you collaborate, the meetings, you can't do without meetings every time. As a business analyst, you meet with your cross-functional team members, your stakeholders, depending on the type of projects you're working on, the type of company you're working with. So you've got to gather your requirements with that. And with all this, you'll be able to get it in smart approaches and have the hands-on experience within just 3 months, and you'll be ready to get the job. And we always advise our students to start applying before the end of the program, which a lot of them we have to quit. I'm sorry to say they will have to quit, because you've got job, you won't have time. You need to do your onboarding processes. We just transfer you to job support part, because we also do job support when you're able to secure a job as either a data analyst or a business analyst. Because a lot of you might need some other tools or skills in the tools you have learned in order to perform excellently well in the organization. That's it.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think that's actually the basics for everyone who is trying to transition. You need to understand the tools, you need to know and gain mastery on before you can, even get into that particular space. So guys, I've got their contact on the screen. If you want to contact Smart Approaches, you can, save the number you can see you're seeing on your screen right now, so you can have a chat with them. And if you want to check out their website to see some of the things or other things they offer, please go to the description of this live after the session and get more information about what they do. And if you have any question for Smart Approaches right now, please state in the comment section. I'm going to bring you those questions on the screen one after the other right now. So I'm going to start with this question from Ajayi Dolapo, and she's asking that can I get a job with Excel and Power BI only? I'm sure she's probably referring to a data analyst job.
Yes, even with Excel alone, we've got Excel developer. With Power BI alone, we've got Power BI developer, because learning Power BI, you also learn that. And learning Excel, you also learn Power Query. So just only a tool in data analytics can get you a job that will sponsor you in the UK. That's the good part of data analytics. So it's combining the two, it's even too much to get a job. But it's always good to have the three sometimes. So.
Honestly, I think I had this conversation with someone a couple of days ago, and I said most data analysts here in the UK, I'm sure 90% of what we do is basically on Excel. Really,
yes.
What we do on SQL is just to extract those data.
Yes.
how you play around with those data is done on Excel and Power BI.
Exactly.
So,
You visualize on Excel, you form your pivot tables on Excel, pivot
exactly.
charts and the likes, you create your dashboard and all on Excel, just SQL to extract and to query, and that's all.
That's true. Okay, I think I have one more question from Dalako before I move to another question from okay, I think I've got a question here saying, after learning all necessary skills, how do I get projects to work on?
Yes. In the course of our training, we've got a lot of projects to work on. The present cohort now, they are working on one of the most applicable projects in the that you will have on your own personal profile in order for you to build your portfolio, because you need a portfolio to prove to your recruiter that you are actually a data analyst and you have worked on different projects. So we get you on projects that you work on excellently and you'll be well guided in the course before you finish.
Okay, I think that's one of the major challenges faced by most people. People ask, what projects am I going to do? How do I know what project to do when it comes to building my portfolio? And I also tell people that having a portfolio is one of the most important things you need to have before you start trying to get a job as a data analyst. Because what do you show your employer or your potential employer that you've done in the past? Which I think is one way smart approaches is definitely going to help. I believe you're going to be doing a lot of projects with them that obviously you're not doing the project, it's yours, and there are things that you can sell to your potential employer. So I've got another question from someone here, and I think it's going to help people. Now, the question is from is saying that as a newly trained data analyst, what job position give me higher chances of employment? Junior position or entry level positions?
Thank you. It depends on the way you are able to work with your tools. Let me put it that way. Because at the entry level, during the interview, you definitely be given a task. You can't, it's almost unavoidable, and you can testify to that. You will be given a task, and if you are able to develop yourself according to what we have trained you, you are able to do your assignment very well. You are able to put out what you have been we have invested in you out. You can go for either of the two, and I won't tell you to go for one, because what works for A might not work for B.
Very true.
I've got one of our students that is working in one of the top companies in the world, and she just finished as an entry she just finished her training, and she got the job at intermediate level of job. And I've got some that got it at junior level, quite some at entry level, even some got it as an intern. So it depends on what you want for yourself. And I will advise that you go for all. If you are just entering, apply for all. The one that comes to you, you go for the interview. At worst, they tell you no, and you need to get used to. Unfortunately, it's just the plan. Get used to it. You just need one. Fortunately, you just need one yes answers all the no's. So don't be scared. Apply for all. If you've got all what is required of you to go to the market to start applying, that's the way to work.
I don't know, for those who follow my channel, some of them might know about this story. Now, where I work currently, October last year, I applied for a junior data analyst role with this same company I currently work with. And I didn't even get to the interview today, I was rejected. So a couple of months later, around December last year, they brought up another vacancy for a data analyst role, which is a level higher to what I was rejected for a couple of months ago. I applied, and the rest is history. I currently work there as a data analyst. That's why I was rejected for a junior data analyst role. So really, as I said, you guys just keep applying in as much as you know you have the skills and the ability for the job. Now, that someone else is asking a question that as regards the cost implication of learning. Please, what's the cost of learning with you?
Yes, we realized a lot of organizations are paying so well, are collecting so well for these programs. So we have been able to subsidize it. It used to be £1,200 before now, and now it's just £600. Which the next cohort is coming up by 10th of July for business analysts analytics, and 11th of July for data analytics. Business analytics, if you know you don't want to code, because one of the problems people face, I don't want to code, that it's not everyone that is in tech that codes, trust me.
Very true.
In business analysis, you don't need any coding. All you just need is to know the techniques, is to know the life cycle and some all that theory about business analysis. Then you go with templates. The templates are there. You just need the right value to put into that template and works for you. You present it to your team members or your stakeholder, whatever people you are working with. That's where it works.
All right, thank you for answering. So you mentioned that it used to be £1,200. So
yes.
Is that the exact amount now?
Right now it's £600.
£600. Okay.
Yes.
Someone else is asking so Daniel, well done for this. Okay, thank you, Biodun. After checking their website, I saw that the fees can be paid instrumentally. Is that still valid?
Yes, it's still valid. You can pay on 2 installments. It used to be 3 installments on the because we realized that a lot of people just feel like, oh, I can just drop £200 and forget about the training. It is good for you to forget about the training. It is not good for us, not because of the financial implication, but because we won't be proud of you. We won't be able to use you as a reference for other people. That means it didn't work for you. If it doesn't work for you, we are not happy. So we want it to work for you, and that's why we are making it half. When you pay half of it, half of you will be into it. We just need few part of you to join into it, and you are fully made in that field. That's it.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. Someone else has a question as regards the 2 different offerings here. So the person is saying data analytics and business data analytics. Which one is more better based on career rise?
Well, I will say both are better. You can testify to that. The pay is just the same. Like, tech is tech, trust me, even if you're a developer. It just depends on the level at which you enter your company. If you enter, what I mean is, if you enter as a junior data analyst, is different from someone that enters with data analyst. So they are all the same. Likewise, developer, if you come in with a junior developer, it's not going to be the same with a developer or senior developer. So it just depends on your experience, your level of experience, your years of experience, and how you're able to use the tools that will determine, and also your negotiation power. So they are all good. So it depends on your choice. You can't code, you might want to try come to business, but if you can code, so you can, coding is very interesting. When you get it, you enjoy it. I am a trained mathematician too, and I can say that when you solve the equation and you get the answer, you feel yourself. And that's the way data analysis, when you query your SQL and you're able to extract the data, you're able to create your views, and you're able to export it out, visualize it, you feel like, wow, I have done something. And you're able to refresh and all that. It looks magical when you already get used to it. So they are
Okay.
both good. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay. Yeah. I think there's one more question from Ola. Ola is saying that, like, how many months will it take to become a certified data analyst or business analyst?
Yes, it just with smart approaches, it just takes 3 months. As a business analyst in smart approaches, as a business analysis student, you are going to spend 4-6 weeks on strictly theoretical training and hands-on experience, practical training. Then after these 6 weeks, you are going to go on a live project, strictly live, that you will have your Scrum meetings, because we are going to use both Agile and waterfall methodology, which is called Wagile, the hybrid of the two, for your projects, and you'll be able to have a practical life experience that you'll be talking about when you get a job, or when you're interviewing for your job. You'll be able to talk about those projects you have worked on. So it's going to be just 3 months. And for data analytics, we are going to teach you the theoretical part and the practical part of those tools for that 3 months too. So it just happened. For data analytics, it's going to be on Tuesday and on Thursday. And for business analysis, it's going to be on Monday and on Wednesday. So if you want, you can do the two. I've got people that did the two, and I've got people that have registered for the two. They'll be like, oh, I can do the two. I want to acquire the two. I want to have 2 options. I want
options available.
And in a way, they are kind of interconnected. In a way, you can testify to that. So that's the way it works. It's just 3 months.
Okay, I think this is a quick question from Favor. She's asking if the training is going to be online or physical.
Yes, Favor. Before I answer that question, and Daniel can testify to that too. In data, in tech world right now, we do more of hybrid. That is maybe 1 day at work, 4 days at home, vice versa. So the training is being done online because you need the online experience even when you are interviewing and when you start the job. So the training is strictly online, so you can join from any part of the world. As far as you've got a desktop or a laptop, and at the same time you've got an internet connection, and you are good to go. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. So someone is asking, I'm just going to put this question up, then we'll check out new questions below. Now, someone is asking, because I think this is the most important part of job search, how much is paid as salary for data analyst or business analyst?
Yes, thank you. For data analyst or for business analyst, it depends on the level at which you are coming in with. But at entry level, as an individual that is just coming into the field, you hang from 30,000 to 40,000 or 45,000, depending. That's in pounds now and per annum, depending on the company you are working with. And not just the entry level salary, but the career progression. I had a conversation with a friend and also one of our students, because we connect after the training and we talk thereafter. And she was like, she got the job, and after 1 month she got promoted. She got it as just a junior business analyst, and right now she's a business analyst. And she had about 10,000 per annum increment on the salary. Wow, this is beautiful. So it's the pay is there. Trust me, tech is fetching, really fetching. The flexibility of the job, you can testify that Daniel, it's now enjoying tech. Enjoying tech. So the flexibility of the job, if you've got family, if you've got children, if you've got a lot of things you want to do at home, you can do your job right from home. That's one of the advantages of working in as a tech expert. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing that. Now, someone is asking this question now, and I would like to probably do a contribution to this before you probably give your opinion about it. Someone is asking about, does the training comes with recognized certification? Honestly, guys, nobody's going to ask you for any certification when they start looking for a job. I used to ask this question a lot, so that's why. Sorry, my screen is not showing. I'm just trying to sort some things out on the camera.
All right,
now, nobody's going to ask you for any certification here in the UK. Honestly, I don't have any certification. As a matter of fact, when I got my first data analyst job in the UK, I was not done with my master's program, so I didn't have a master's degree to show that. So the certification is not the most important thing. The training and the knowledge one is going to get, because most of those employers will definitely ask you questions, give you some practical tests to do on the job role that you're applying for. So it's not really about the certification here. It's about the value and the knowledge you're going to get from the training. So I don't know if Mr. Bukun has something to say to that.
Yes, I would like to say something about that. It's a question I always get, and we need to always address it.
Yeah.
Back in Africa, certification is all you need to get a job.
Very true.
We are in the Western world. I don't know where you're watching from. they don't need your certification. Your certification will not add value to their company.
Very true.
What they want, they are interested in is, can you do this job if we give
That's
it to
all.
you?
That's
Can
all.
you get your task done within the limited time given to you? Will you meet up? Can you multitask? Can you work on different projects? And the question they are going to ask you will be on what they have in their job description. And you need to talk like you have worked on project before you can convince them.
Very
So
true.
you need to answer your questions with STAR method, and you need to answer your question with the project you have worked according. They will give you a question that will task you on what you have worked on. For example, can you tell me in business, and they can ask you, can you tell me when you have a conflicting requirement? How did you handle it with your stakeholder? You are going to use STAR method. You explain the scenario. I always advise that have the scenario written down before coming and all that. Prepare yourself, so it will give you how to answer it very well. Also in data analysis.
Very true.
You understand? So the certification, it is good, but it doesn't matter at all. No one will ask you, and most times, always, even if they are going to ask you, they will rate it required. And you know about what I'm talking about, essential and the right.
Desirable.
You understand? So it is not necessary, and you don't even need a university degree. You just need to show that you're educated, maybe a diploma or college certificate, or you don't need a master degree. And you don't need to be in tech field. You don't need to have your background in tech at all.
Very true.
One of my friends is a lawyer, and she's got a business analysis job in a very reputable company in the world, which I might not want to talk about.
Very true.
So you don't need any certification. I think that will answer the question.
Okay.
So we don't give any certification, but we give certificate of attendance if it is required of your company or whatever. But certification is a different ball game. And you don't even go for certification if you've not got the practical experience. So that's it.
Thank you for that. I think I've seen 3 people ask the same questions for Miriam and 2 other amazing people here. And the question is, I think you need to probably help us repeat what times are those during the week for business analysis and data analysis?
All right, thank you. For business analysis, is going to be on Monday and on Wednesday, and it's going to be 5:30 to 8:30 in the evening for the 2 days. And also for data analysis, it's going to be on Tuesday and on Thursday, and it's going to also be 5:30 to 8:30 for the 2 days, and that runs for the whole of the 3 months.
All right, thank you so much for sharing that. Now, someone is asking if you have live projects for data analysts. I think you've probably answered the question already in the previous question asked. One of the things that makes you a potential candidate for a data analyst role or a business analyst role is to be able to have projects that you've worked on in the past, which you will definitely be getting that with smart approaches. They're going to be giving you projects that you can build on your portfolio just to prove that you've got the experience and what it takes to apply for some of those jobs. I think I've got another question from Benga here, and Benga is saying that most employers ask for previous work experience. As a fresher, how will your organization support me with the required work experience?
Well, your work experience with us matters a lot, and that's why you are required to do a lot of projects. So when you are done with your projects, you will be able to attest to your experience, and believe in me, it's going to work for you. We are going to give you the reference that you have actually worked. You didn't just train, you also train and worked because you have worked on projects. These projects are live projects. They are real life data. They are real life projects. As a business analyst, you work on software development live projects. You are going to collaborate with your tester. You are going to collaborate with your software developer, your designer. And also, as a data analyst, you are going to have a line manager that is going to work with you, and you are going to have a mentor to work with you all through, and also a tutor all through the program. So you've got a lot of projects to work on. all you just need is you need to pay you need to have the time, you need to make the sacrifice. It doesn't just come. It's not about just paying. You need to also pay, and when you pay, you also participate well. And trust me, you've gotten the job already.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing that, Mr. Ibokun. Now, someone asked a question here, which I'll just quickly answer. Now, how many hours per day is biz analysis? You're going to be doing the training twice every week from 5:30 to 8:30, which is about 3 hours, which is a total of 6 hours per week for 3 months. So I think that answer the question.
Yes,
Am I right?
To contribute to that, yeah, and also all the classes will be recorded.
Recorded,
So,
okay.
yes, provincial you miss the class because of work or because of 1 or 2 engagements. So you will record all the classes that have been recorded, and you have access to it.
Access to them. All right. Thank you so much for saying that. Okay, I've got a question from. Okay, you mentioned. Okay, let me bring up Beauty's question. You mentioned that the fee for the next cohort is £600. What about someone who wants to register from Nigeria? How much?
Yes, you can register from any part of the world, and for Nigeria, it's 550,000 naira for Nigeria.
I think the last time I tried to get an online training for a data analyst, when I was still trying to transition into it, I think the least I've ever seen was 900,000 naira. Honestly, I think this is really a good cash for the kind of value you would be getting from them. Okay, so I can see a question here. I really love the kind of engagement I'm getting here. So someone is asking, do you have different tutors for the different tools in data analysis?
We don't have different tutors. When you come into the class, you have a tutor that is going to mentor you till you graduate.
All through the journey.
Yes. So you need the connection with your tutor. We don't separate tutors so that, because most of these applications or tools, they are interconnected. You need to export from SQL back to Power BI back to Excel and the like. So you need someone that has taught you how to use Power BI or how to use Excel. Then the person should be the one to teach you how to use SQL and Power BI, and also be able to connect the three together. The person will understand how you understand your training, because as a teacher, as a tutor, you've got different students and how they understand, they get to catch up in class. So we don't change our tutors for each tool. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to answer this question from Timileyin, because I think Smart Approaches already gave an answer to that already. And I think this is one of the questions most people in the UK ask: how do I get reference? Now, if you're going to be, if you're going to enroll with Smart Approaches, you're going to be doing different projects with them. And as Smart Approaches mentioned, you're not just doing projects with Smart Approaches, you're actually working with Smart Approaches, and they will be happy to give you reference in that particular regard. Now, someone is asking, I think I get this question a lot. Do you think the price is going to increase?
Well, I can't answer that now, but it might.
Honestly, I tell people, when the value of something is £1,200 and I get it for £600, trust me, by the time you come back in the next 2 months, it's definitely not going to be the same anymore. Okay. Okay, someone is asking this question. I think we've answered it. The question from Jerry. I'm just going to answer it so we can just move on. Okay, so Jerry, you're saying, what tools do you use in teaching your data analyst? Now, basically, it's been mentioned already in the video. They're going to be making use of SQL, Excel, and Power BI to train you for basics. Then over time, you can always advance towards R and Python. And trust me, guys, those are the 3 basic things you definitely need when it comes to data analysis. So, guys, so I think Smart Approaches is off. So, if you guys have any question for me outside trying to get a job as a data analyst, any question at all, how I was able to get my first job as a data analyst, if you've got any question you think you want me to share with you, and if you haven't watched one of my videos on where I shared how I became a data analyst, that video has really been so instrumental. I've got amazing and massive feedback from people on that video, how it has actually helped them to be able to plan their journey towards becoming a data analyst. You can see the link on the screen. You can check out that video. I explained free courses that you can take up when it comes to transitioning into data analysis and business analysis. Okay. Okay, someone is asking, okay, right now I'm at your website. Okay, smart approaches, I think they are probably all for network issues. You can just contact them on the information you have on the screen right now. You can send them a chat, put a phone call through to them, telling them you've got these questions in that regard. So if you have any questions, we'll be going off the live very soon. So I'm just happy to answer all the questions you might have as regards transitioning into tech. If it's not something related to that, if it's something about living in the UK, I'm happy to answer any of those questions in the comments section. Now, I can see a question from Zane. Zane, you said for someone who is still studying in the UK, do you think, when do you think is the right time to start looking for or apply for a job with sponsorship, assuming you have relevant skill as a data analyst? So then, personally, I would advise, and considering the fact that the UK is now bringing a law whereby students can switch to the skilled work visa while still studying, I personally would advise that you wait towards 3 months before your program ends before you start applying aggressively. So for me, my program was supposed to end February 2023 here in the UK, while I was doing my MBA, and I started pushing out my application earlier. Obviously, I got quite a lot of rejection emails, but I became really intentional from December. So my first application was in December. I got my first invite first week of January, and after about 2-3 months, I was able to get 4 different job offers as a data analyst in the UK. So I advise that you should do that with probably 3 months towards the end of the program. I think that's the best time to do so. Someone asks, okay, I've got a question from Juliet. Sorry about that, Juliet. I must have missed your message. Is there any training with your company for software engineering? I don't think Smart Approaches train people on software engineering. I think they're basically on data analysis and business analysis. So, Mommy Space, you can contact Smart Approach on their number to ask all of those questions. I'm just going to address the questions that have been thrown to me directly. Okay. Okay, I can see a question from you also. You might want to reach out, go to the link in the description below. You would see some of the things, some of the tools they teach for business analysts on their website. Okay, so I've got a question here from Oyebola. Is it possible to get and do a data analysis job in the UK from Nigeria? If yes, what are the requirements? Now, I'm just going to be sincere with you, to be honest. One can actually get a data analyst job anywhere in the world with any organization in the United Kingdom. Most of those jobs are remote. For me, I work at home most of the time since I started my job as a data analyst. However, it's usually very difficult, considering the fact that there are even thousands of people already in the UK that can do the same job. So they're probably going to weigh their options and exhaust their options of those living in the UK before they might consider someone applying from outside the UK. So it's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's going to be a bit difficult. Now, I've got a question from, okay, I think it's all said. Hi, Daniel. Would you advise me to focus on private sector or public sectors, especially considering sponsorship, salaries, and career progression? Personally, I would advise that you focus majorly on public companies, especially if you need visa sponsorship. Honestly, that's my personal advice. It's usually very good to ensure that public companies are your targets, because many of those public companies like HMRC, NHS, and many others, they often provide sponsorship, especially if you're applying for a band 5 role or your salary is minimum of 28,000 or 27,000 pounds. They usually provide sponsorship. But many of these private companies might not even give you a chance because they usually require people who have lots of years of work experience in the UK, and many of them often don't offer visa sponsorship. All right, so I've got a question here. I hope that helps, Zed. Okay, I've got a question from Ola. Do you need mathematics and statistical knowledge to be trained as a data analyst or a business analyst? For a business analyst, I would say no. But for a data analyst, you might need to be a bit knowledgeable with mathematics and statistics, because you're going to be doing a lot of queries, you're going to be doing a lot of measures on Power BI. So you must definitely have that. Okay, I've got a question from Titilayo. We're going to be going off the live in the next 10 minutes. I've got a question from Titilayo Precious. You skipped my message. Sorry about that. Can you get visa sponsorship job in the UK from Nigeria after I'm done with the data analyst job? The truth is, yes. Because for me, I will be bringing him on the YouTube channel very soon. I've got a friend who currently moved into the UK a couple of weeks ago. He got a job from Nigeria and is currently working here in the UK. So I'm going to ask him to share with us some of the things he did right, some of the things he was able to sell to the employers for them to bring him over from Nigeria to work in the UK without, visa, with visa sponsorship, without any UK experience at all. So I want to click on the subscribe button to join the growing family so that you get updated when the video come live. So I've got a question from to BAME. I don't know if I got the pronunciation right. Apologies if not. So, hi Daniel, how many stages of interviews do you get for data analyst role? Honestly, it really depends on the organization you're applying to. Some organizations do just 2 interviews, probably the first and the final stage, while some do as many. I think I've done about 4 stages of interview with an organization for a data analyst role. So really, it's so much depends on the organization you're applying to. All right. So if I work under a company's, I've got a question from Joshua. If I work under a company sponsorship as a data analyst, can I still take up second job within the period of my sponsorship? The answer is yes, you can. When I got my skilled worker visa, after I got my job as a data analyst, one of the conditions stated on my visa was that I am allowed to work full time with my organization, which is about 37.5 hours per week, and I can take up 20 hours job with any organization that the job is under the shortage occupation, or any organization that, and my job role is going to be the same job role on my skilled worker visa. I don't know if that makes sense. So yes, you can take up 20 hours extra job on your skilled worker visa. Okay, so okay, I've got a question from, do you have any recommendations on training for software engineering? Yes, I think I've got someone that I can definitely get a lot of information in this regard from. So if you want to check out the link in the description of this video, you're going to see a link to chat with me. You can just send me an inbox, send me a chat on WhatsApp, then I'll be happy to get those information for you and share them. I don't have them at the top of my head at the moment. Now I can see a question from Margaret. Margaret, you're asking, can I get a job with no education but have data analyst certificate and experience? Now, 99% of the jobs in the UK for data analysts, many of them just require you to have at least A levels or any equivalent certificates. So with A levels, you should be good to go. Most of the time, that's usually the academic qualification is usually usually A levels or any relevant certificate. I think with that, you should be able to apply for many of the data analyst role here in the United Kingdom. So guys, it's really very, very important for you guys to know that you need to ensure you have all the available skills before you start pushing out your application, so you don't waste time and keep getting rejection email. That was some of the mistakes I made while I started my job search. I was not well skilled with SQL. I wasn't well skilled with Power BI, and I kept getting rejection emails. So if you have any questions that you can state in the comment section and you think you want me to answer, I've got a link in the description of the video where I have a link for you to chat with me privately on WhatsApp, where we can arrange a phone conversation, personal conversation, to answer some of the questions you might not be able to put on the screen right now. And I'm really, really happy to answer any of those questions. And I hope for those who have joined the live for the last 15 minutes, I hope you've been able to get value from the live session. And if you think you want us to keep doing this live session as as often as possible, probably once in 2 weeks or once in a month, please state in the comment section. It's something that we can always come up with. I can make some research on some of the things I think you need to do. And if you haven't followed me, or if you haven't connected with me on LinkedIn, I've been sharing a lot of resources on LinkedIn, and I think it's really going to be relevant. I think my last one of my posts in the last 2 weeks had over about 5,000 reactions from people and a lot of comments. I shared some of the resources, free resources available for data analysts here in the United Kingdom that you can use to get a job anywhere across the world. So you can just join me, follow me on LinkedIn, and get access to some of those resources. And as I said earlier, if you think this live session is going to be relevant, or you want me to keep giving some of those information as regards getting a data analyst job in the UK, it's very much possible, to be honest, guys. For those that follow me, I had 4 different offers that I had to choose from, despite having no tech background here in the United Kingdom. And I think it's something that would be relevant and would be helpful to you guys. So that's that about that. I'm just going to bring in Smart Approach just to say something for, okay, someone is saying, don't have an account. Okay, I can see. Okay, so I think I've answered most of those questions asked in the comment section. So we might be going off the live session now. So I'm just going to bring. Okay, so I'm just going to bring Smart Approaches to just give like a closing remark before we end the live session. Yeah, someone asked when you left. I already placed your details on the screen for them to have a direct contact to ask further questions if need be. That the instrumental, the payments in installment is not well stated on the website, and I already told them what you mentioned, that they need to pay 50% of the fee. Then, as the program goes on, they can always pay up the balance. So, can you just give us like a 2-minute closing remark as regards what Smart Approach do before we go off? Thank you.
Yes, thanks everyone for joining this session. What we do is we give you live training on tech, precisely on business analysis and data analysis. You're not going to work with AIs, you're working with humans. You're working with a mentor that can guide you through for the training until you get a job, and also support you on job. And it's just £600 for 3 months, twice in a week, and it's just 3 hours in the evening, and all the classes will be recorded. Thank you. If you have any other information or questions to ask, you can just come chat us or call us on that number. We are going to attend to you very well. Thank you.
All right, guys. So that's that about that. Thank you so much for joining on Smart Approaches. Thank you for the valuable information you've shared. And so, guys, you can always get this information from Smart Approaches. Just click on the number on the screen, have a chat with them to ask all your questions that I'm sure they'll definitely be happy to share with you. So this is going to be the end of this live video. I'm going to be going off now. And if you think we should organize this live session again in the next couple of days or next couple of weeks, please state in the comment section. Then we can always arrange one whereby I'm going to come on live like this to answer all of your very questions. And if you have not clicked on the red subscribe button, as I say always on my videos, please click on the red subscribe button below to join this family. I share videos 3 times every week on this channel, and that has been on for the last 1 year. And I'm not sure I've ever missed sharing any video in a week on this channel. So please do click on the red subscribe button, click on the notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload any video on this channel. So guys, I'm going to see you guys in my next video coming up tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be organizing a new live session in the next couple of days. So do have a lovely evening, and I'm going to see you guys very soon. Thank you.